what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy Big Fave every single Friday here on OTB. And check it out, if you're going to be tailgating this weekend at 1:30, get the Tiger One stage for the LSU PMAC where we got Big Fave and Choppa playing live. How about it, Fave? Hello, what's up, bro?
Hello, somebody. What's happening, David T-Bow? That's the man. What's up? How y'all making out this morning?
We're making out okay, Fave. You know, we processed last week. We have moved on. How are you making out, bro? You're going to be pretty excited to play with Choppa tomorrow, huh?
I am, man. We got Chopper Style, Million Bags, Insane from Big Boy Records, and my man Moolah coming out there. We're going to rock the show. I told him, look, y'all better have y'all dance shoes for this Grambling game because it's going down.
All right. There you go, bro. Bringing a little excitement to the Grambling tailgate. Fave, what's up, man? We bring you in here to talk all things LSU. In the trenches a lot, though. Give us your, and also remember you catch Big Fave with BT and Hunt Palmer on the LSU Sports Radio Network's pregame, postgames. Fave, what was your biggest takeaways on the lines of scrimmage from last week? You start with the D-line.
I'll start with the D-line. Anytime you look at a game statistically and there's 0 sacks, it's not good for a D-line. Now, keep in mind, Wingo was able to add some pressure. So we did get some pressure up front, but kind of like we talked about last week, guys, Harold Perkins' role in this game actually affected the D-line as well. So I'm kind of like, man, we predicted that on last week's show that it would be awkward, but it was a disappointing deal with the D-line because I felt like Florida State's O-line was more physical than we were.
So, Fave, yeah, I mean, and look, I think Florida State's O-line was very good. Do you feel a bit vindicated, though, because you were one of the main kind of naysayers of this new idea with Harold Perkins?
Yeah, 27 drops, T-Bob, and only 7 pressures. That's not Harold Perkins' job, and I do understand wanting to develop him as a true linebacker, but I would rather him play his game. I think that was a big difference last week, T-Bob, not having Harold Perkins on Jordan Travis, not just spying him, but adding pressure. He was just too comfortable back there. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of it, and I really hope, as we get in the SEC play, they make that adjustment. Big
Fave, I was surprised, like, even if you play him at a stacked linebacker, I was surprised you didn't see any, double A mug blitzing from him in space. You didn't see Harold Perkins come from depth in the A-gap after everyone kind of went out through their protection. Like, that was even surprising. Like, if you're going to keep him there, I thought, okay, well, you can create a mismatch maybe with a back and a little delayed blitz. Maybe he's got the back in coverage, a little green dog situation. That was surprising as well. Like, I think it was the entire game plan of how they used Harold Perkins.
The entire game plan, I wasn't in agreement with at all. So I guess I'm going to just kind of tiptoe the things we say this week because, like, we know too much, but we know too much about football. When something don't look right, it just isn't right. But you mentioned space as well. I mean, last week when you and I talked, Esther, you said his role. Have him at the middle linebacker, and then let that Harold Perkins roll. Yeah. Harold Perkins looked like a robot against Florida State. I feel like if we're going to try anything with Harold Perkins, let's try it this week. No disrespect to Hugh Jackson and Grambling, but when you want to try something, try it in that game. Don't try it in the Florida State game. No other football games are on. It's just us, and we want to try to make this new Harold Perkins. Just wasn't a good move. Well, it wasn't a good game plan at all.
No, it wasn't, and I'll be interested to see now. Like we talked about, this staff will make pretty wholesale changes, like they did last year. They're willing to do that. Faye, but there was some good on the defensive line. Obviously, Wingo was great. What did you think about Braden Swinson, though? Right, we had so much talk about who could kind of be that big edge rusher off the edge, and I feel like Braden Swinson was a name that we said we hope he's good, but I thought I saw some really nice moments out of 13.
I did. I thought overall, for a debut performance with the Tigers, he did exceptionally well. I mean, it kind of stinks for him because it was a loss. So some of his statistics got lost. He had some tackles for loss. He did too, add pressures. And again, look, y'all, this LSU's defense has a lot of potential, a lot of star power on it. Of course, I mean, defensively as well. I go to the secondary. I felt like it would have been much more appropriate to have Ashton Stantz, a bigger body on Coleman, as well. Because look, I think Chestnut is decent in the actual nickel position. He wasn't again. He had the interception that we had in the game.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, it's just some personnel adjustments we have to make. Put your best players in the best position to make plays. Yeah, the mismatches were insane. I didn't. And look, y'all, we forget, halftime we up 17-14. So not making any halftime adjustments bit us in the tail as well.
Hey, Fav, what are you expecting to see getting Maason Smith back this week? Going to be next to Mekhi Wingo, the first time that we get a chance to see them together right there in the middle of the defense.
I think I lied to y'all last week by saying not having Maason Smith in the game last week was a medium issue.
Yeah.
It was a high issue.
Yeah. I agree. I fell into the same trap, so I'm right there with you.
Oh man, it was ugly, T-Bob. But this is going to be beautiful because you will see where you have two big dominant SEC linemen holding point at contact and demanding their gaps. I mean, I don't think Florida State's running game sparks the way it did had you had Maason Smith anchoring that middle, kind of that callus in the middle. That is going to be beautiful to see those guys in the rotation as well. I like to see a little mixture of maybe a little bit of Jordan Jefferson and Maason. Sometimes, put a little Tank Guillory with him as well, Jacobrian. Like mixing it up like we used to do, y'all. You don't always catch just me and Putt in the game. Sometimes it's me and Ricky Jean. Sometimes it's Glenn and Charles. Just being able to be creative with not only keeping fresh legs, but matchups as well.
Hey, Faye, real quick, I want to ask you another question about Maason Smith. Could you see him at times even kick out and play some edge? Because we know he has a pass rush skill set. I mean, he's out there, done it before. You didn't really get that from anybody so far in one game, but like, does he have the ability to do so? Because I've heard you talk about that before.
He has a good pass rush. Usually with guys like that, you want to keep on the inside because of structure, how he's built. Now, if we decide to go to a Okie front, with three-man front, I can see him playing the head-up four and just kind of demanding from there. But, man, I stood next to Maason at the alumni practice. That's a big forward.
It's a big man.
I see him between them guards, Hester.
Have you gotten to work with Maason at all, Fave?
A little bit. We talked some. I hadn't brought him in the dungeon yet, but just last week, for the alumni practice, I was showing him some pass rush moves I think would be effective for him. As a matter of fact, I can send you I'm gonna text y'all what I sent him.
Okay.
I showed him, and I think that's something that, in my opinion, you think a guy like that, he's gonna bull rush. He's gonna just do more power shrugging type pass rushes. But I showed him a couple finesse moves. I wish I would have used when I was in college.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. And then last one on the D line here. What about Mekhi Wingo? I mean, he seemed like one of the best players on the field for LSU, the only person that got any sort of consistent disruption. How is he, despite not being, a giant like Maason Smith, how is he able to consistently win in the manner that he does?
I think for him, and he was just a millisecond away from a sack. Look, people forget this guy was one of the top D tackles in the transfer portal last year. I think bringing in Maason Smith kind of overshadowed him. But Mekhi, now, Hester, you asked me that question about Mekhi Wingo. I'll bump him out to the end because I think he can contain a little bit. But, I mean, this guy's a superstar. He's for sure an all SEC, first team SEC defensive tackle. it just sucks last week because I think he got winded and he didn't really give us that second leg in the second half on last week. But, I mean, this dude's a dog. I mean, I watched him go like 72, 73 plays straight. LSU ain't had no rotation last year like we needed. And I mean, he dogged it out. So I look at him as being one of the better, or let's say top-tier defensive tackles in the SEC.
Big Fave, any other major takeaways? I know we just kind of peppered you with D-line questions. What are you looking for this weekend?
I would love to see Logan Diggs get in the rotation. I don't know why we didn't see him. I'm not sure when John Emery comes back, but I think his explosiveness was missing in that last game. So the running back, I want to see the running backs utilized more. I thought the run-pass option was beautiful. Florida State couldn't stop that. When they thought Jaden was rolling out to run and Maason Smith was going up that wheel route, it's hard to stop that. So I want to see more of the game plans that work for Jaden as opposed to the ones that we're just trying out.
Big Fave at Big Fave 504. Catch him this Saturday, 1:30 at the Tiger One stage in front of LSU's PMAC. So, Fave, are you going to roll straight from the concert into pregame? Is that how that's going to work?
So we did it last year. So I had a little test run last year. So what I'm gonna do? I'm bringing 2 sets of clothes.
Okay.
Because you know I sweat.
No, you? No, surely not. I mean, we all do, dude. We all do. It's 100,000 degrees outside.
Yeah, but this works for me, I promise. But I'm going to hop in the RV, and I'm going to change like Superman. I'm going to take all my performance clothes, throw on my khakis and my little LSU button-up, you know what I'm saying? And roll from there.
I'll say that's one thing that I learned from the brothers back in college was I never really knew about the existence of taking a sweat rag to the club before I saw my boy Jarvis out there grinding, dripping, and out of his back pocket, he whips out the rag and gives his forehead a little swipe. I was like, okay. Started carrying one on myself after that, bro.
Bro, you got to do it.
Fave, you take it easy, man. Everybody go check out Fave, Choppa, and others this Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Get pumped for that Grambling game. Hello, somebody. Take it easy, Fave. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.